Hi guys! Today on the Joyful Journey, I wanted to talk about the saint that I don't think many people know about, and that's one of the reasons why she's patron saint of the forgotten. I believe she is also patron saint of children and young people, but first I have to introduce you to her through a dream I had. So in my dream, I was at this table, like I was in charge of these little girls around 10 or 12 years old, and we were all making crafts together. And there was specifically this one girl who kept smiling and looking at me a lot. I think she was sitting directly across from me, but she was so pretty. She looked like a princess. Like she had long brown hair, brown eyes, and she had like this pink and white flower crown on top of her head. And something about her seemed so special to me. Like, she felt different than the others, but I couldn't tell you what it was. But I knew she would be somebody I'd love to be friends with. And so we were at this long white table which had all these pretty crafts we were making. I believe we were making flower crowns. But she had this goofy smirk and we were almost joking together. Like, we were just making faces or funny facial expressions or something. And then later, I think we were almost in this like religious school. But I remember walking with her later through the hallway and the other girls, and we stuck together a lot. I got the sense she was being really protective around me for some reason. But she grabbed my arm and she kept looking around like there was some bad presence around that she didn't want to get me, and she was like really serious. And she was making sure that I was protected. But then there was a point where we were all laughing, like this whole group of girls that I was making crafts with. And then there was one girl that was blonde with bangs and a ponytail. I don't know who she was, but she was so cute and she proudly showed me her sparkly craft she made. And then I was in my room and I was kneeling on the floor, and then all the girls in that school earlier were all around me in my room, and they were encouraging me. And then the girl with the flower crown, the one that was protecting me, came over and just gave me the biggest, sweetest hug ever. And I was actually thinking when I was kneeling in my room before she hugged me, man, I'm like so childish and no one would like me because I'm so childish and I have this imagination, I'm naive, like everyone has kind of said about me before in the past. And I thought as she was hugging me, is this going to be like one of those quick hugs and it's all over, like it's not really a friend? And it's like she almost read my thoughts and she did not let go. She held me for the longest time and we just held each other very tight. And I realized like she truly loved me like a sister or a friend. And I was so touched by that, like it felt like little sister energy almost. And then I waved goodbye to all the girls and they were all like completely supportive and happy to see me. And then I woke up and I was sitting to eat breakfast in the morning. I'm like, who the heck was that? Like, why did I have that dream? I've never seen these girls before in my life. Why did I just come up with that? And why were we specifically making flower crowns? I open my phone and I leave all these tabs open of all the prayers I say to different saints, and I see one of them was to Saint Philomena. And I look at her picture and she's wearing the same pink outfit she wore in the dream, the long brown hair, the brown eyes, and she was a princess during her life. I think she was a Greek princess, but I was so shocked when I saw that because it was her. It was literally a splitting image. And I realized I have been praying to Saint Philomena every single day to like preserve my purity and like childlike innocence. And I feel like that dream was like her confirming it's okay to be childlike and it's important to pray for those things, because she was really trying to protect me in the dream. And it felt like a beautiful confirmation, in addition to her like, I'm a friend that you can count on. Like, I'm not going to just leave you. Like, I love you for who you are. And I thought that was amazing, that the saint would just come and tell me that in such a beautiful way. And if you don't know much about her, she took a vow to consecrated virginity. And that was actually a vocation I had been considering for a while. I think her dad was trying to marry her off to some other emperor or some other guy of nobility, but you know, she promised herself to Jesus, so of course she didn't want to do that. She was tortured a bunch for her faith. She died at 3 in the afternoon, same as Jesus, but some of the suffering she went through was she was scourged, drowned, and shot with arrows before being decapitated. So she's quite the warrior princess, and she's actually also patron saint of babies and infants too. I looked up her feast day to just check, and it was actually 3 days ago from the night I had the dream, which was actually pretty crazy. But it had me thinking, like, she was 13 years old when she passed away, and she was so brave and such a warrior to protect a part of herself that she knew that was holy and that would be for Jesus, and she wasn't going to allow the world, no matter how many pressures she had as a princess or as someone of the faith, to take that away from her. And I thought that was amazing. And so if you're having struggles or impossible situations, or even feeling, left out from the world for something even similar to what she went through, or even something different, she's a great friend to pray to. And as you can see, like, I hope the dream helps you realize she is a true friend, and she can be your little sister if you need a little sister, but she has a really great love and a warrior-like spirit, and she's a great protector. So if you pray to her, I know she'll protect you and preserve whatever you want to be preserved, because she died for that, died for Jesus to do that. So I just wanted to tell that story, and I hope you all have a blessed day. And please pray for us, Saint Philomena. We love you.